Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening after the American long, crazy holiday of Thanksgiving, celebrating capitalism and the success of people finding that when they're allowed to be responsible, they benefit more. When they're not allowed to be responsible, they benefit less. All right, what do we got going on this morning? Let's take a look at it. There's the Swiss. You can see that pressure on it right there on the J4X on the daily. And you can see it there on line 21, 2 weeks in a buy, 1 day in a sell. Going on a second day right there. This is, we've never been happy about this holiday and the technicals. In other words, it is such a thin market. It swings very hard, and a lot of times doesn't make a lot of sense because of the illiquidity. And then what happens, it always seems to come back and change right back to its natural sequence. So in other words, the natural sequence was rising, and we're in a weekly buy right there, which we're going to start doing on this. We're going to make, when it's in a weekly buy or a weekly sell, just the freshest one is going to be the full screen. We're going to do that now. So you can see right there. That's where it went into the weekly buy, and then you can see the flavor of it like that. Now that was the holiday right there, and so thin markets, people took advantage, knock it down so you can take it up. We'll see when the daily starts to turn again, but right now just a little teeny weeny little up with a little red dot there. So just like on the J4X, you can see the red hinkies. Ooh, you know what I need to do? I need to tune in. Let's tune in to see if anybody has come to visit. Come visit Doc. Will you be my trading friend? Jordan! Hey Jordan, how you doing? Good morning to you. Happy Monday. TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. Alright. And I think I hear myself. Do I hear myself? Yes, I do. I hear myself. Let's kill that volume down. There we are. We hear myself. All right. So let's see. What can we say about the Swiss? I guess one thing we know for sure is if it's moving up, that means the dollar is moving up. And obviously, overall, the trend is up from its weekly. Even now that they've that crazy Friday with no very little American participation, they slammed the daylights out of it. Just slammed it. You know, when the cat's away, the mice will play. I think that's the type of way of looking at it. So we'll see if it inches its way back up to the top end of that range, like it had been, and we'll go from there. All right, now. So now let's take a look at the euro. See what the euro looks like. Right there. It's moving back down. But again, it from that day went crazy, and zip-diddy-doo-dah. Paul Dirac. Ooh, physics. Paul Dirac. That's a name I haven't seen in a while from that particular friend. All right, so you can see there the euro. It is just kind of like, you know, cruising along. Nothing, nothing major in the sense of. Let's see, we got the weekly sell. You can see here. Let me show you, and let's put it on J4X at the same time. Right there. I see it. So there it is, right there. There's a euro. Let's see it on the fact check spreadsheet again, like so. Up in here. So we're 9 weeks in a sell, but 1 day in a buy. See right there with the green on the J4X. And you can see right here on Chicago, We've been in a sell since that area there. All right. Let me think. What else can we say about the euro? I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said. You know, it's been a real, slow, steady burn down. We're doing that bounce we thought we would do off of that fib line right there. See that? It's just barely seeing it. If we scrunch it up just a little bit like that, there we are. Didn't touch it. It didn't touch it. Got close though. So, I don't know if we can say much more about that when it comes to the euro, but that is where we stand. And it's funny, you can see, that crazy Friday again right there. Crazy Friday. When the mice are away, the cat will play. Exactly. Much more be said about that. Let's see. Where am I at on this? Oh, okay, right there. Let's jump over to, and if anybody wants to see anything, let me know. Let's jump over to the British pound. It's kind of doing its little thing also. Let's see. I got that wrong. Spelled wrong. Okay, I'm trying to spell something at the same time. Let's see. Let's jump over to there. British pound. You can see that a little wild on. Oh, didn't mean to move that. You can see it was a little wild on Friday. Nothing major. It's been in the daily sell since right there. I'm not sure why the red line is not there. Right there. Let's save it this time. Save workspace. Let me just check the chat line, make sure no one wants to see anything. I don't see anything there. So, let's see. I need to just move one thing over. Oh. No. Answering a chat line. Let's see. There. What else can we put it up on? J4X. Right there. And there's the pound. So we got it here. You can see it's went into the weekly sell here. It did a little crazy on Friday, nothing major. We were in a sell already, whereas the others got blown into their craziness. You can see we got a little green developing here today. It's trying to turn up. You can see here on ours, we got the green and the red. It's trying to make its move. We're through the zero line, so it is actually flirting with a daily buy, like so, right there. University. Let's see. And what else can we say about that? There we are. I just need to just be right back. There we go. So, what you have here is jumping across a little bit. At least it wasn't as nuts. You can see it did break the high and the low of Friday. You can see that action. It stayed in its natural rhythm though, in the cable situation. You know, been in a weekly sell from here. You know, it drove down. Let's see if we're seeing that on the. Making sure we're seeing that. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, good. And over on the J4X, same situation. It's trying to turn up right there. All right. And over on the fact check, let's see what it says right there. That's, oh no, I hate this, does it? There we go. No. Darn thing. There it is right there. 4 weeks in a sell, 6 days in a sell. And there's pressure there. Jordan went long in cable, got a really nice entry practicing with dual momentum stock and RSI. That's interesting. That's a good combination. I say go with 2 stochastics like we do on J4X myself. Middle age, March corn and beans at your convenience. Cool, we can do that. Let's see, where are they now? Right there. There's the deck corn. But you want March, so let's go find March. March corn. It's way down at the bottom. Right? Where's that at? That's meal. Wheat. May corn. Where's March corn? March corn. There it is right there. See, it's holding up pretty well. Acting pretty much unchanged from the Friday crazy. But this is interesting. Is the weekly is, you can see that the line is trying to roll over a little bit there. Now we've been in a buy all the way back here. So you can see that's it's pressing its way. You know, it's been inching its way up. We're starting to show a little challenge like we did here. Maybe we'll get a little weakness if we get into a daily sell. What was the other one? Beans. Beanaroos. Let's see what the January Beanaroos look like. Beanies. Right there. There's John Beans. Went into a sell on. Now what was that? That was on Wednesday. Then on Friday it did that crazy push down. And then let's find out why it's not filling in here. Let's put that like so. Oh, it slid into default. Let's go to 24/7. There we go. And it's perking its head up today. And oh, okay, yeah, you can see it tried to climb up on Thursday there, Friday on the crazy day, and that's why I have a green line over there. So it's needs to change that little red dot. And it's going to go into a buy, and it's going to join in on last week's. This is going on a second week now. Oh no, wait a minute, that was last week. So let's see where the weekly is too. Format Instrumento. Right there. There we go. And as you can see there, it's holding up just by the hair of its chinny chin, showing some weakness down, breaking the time manifold as we speak. See all that? How's that? Looks like we've got it. And yeah, Jordan, that's an interesting one. RSI and stochastic. How are they working together? If they work real well and they work well for you, go for it. My suggestion would be is take a look at the fast-moving Stoch against the slow-moving Stoch instead of the RSI. But if it works comfortably for you, go for it. But just double-check the Stoch as a fast and a slow. It might be a little bit better than the RSI. I haven't, RSI, let me think. RSI is stochastic anyway, right? Yeah, I think RSI is stochastic anyway. Let me just Google the RSI. But I think they're both the same math, only a little slowed down. So it could be working very well with you, actually. RSI indicator. I think I relate to the RSI as like the MACD, I think that's part of the reason that I say that out loud. A relative strength indicator is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis measures that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate. That's cool. Now, let's see what it says about stochastics. Stochastics is a mathematical configuration. So, let's see. And I remember, I think they used to do RSIs as something like volume divided by price, and then on the plus side, and down volume by price on the downside, and then upside this reverse way, volume plus. So they would actually take like the up volume and subtract it from the down volume. That's what I think I remember the formula was. I'm going to Google the formula too, just to have the conversation. Stochastics. Where stochastics was totally different. Let's see, stochastics indicator. A stochastic indicator is a momentum indicator, and I think they said the same thing about RSI. Okay, so good. They're both momentum indicators. Comparing a particular closing price of a security to a range of its price over a certain period of time. Okay, and so let me go look at the formula of those. So we can see the formula. Okay, so K equals price minus low and high minus low. And that's the stochastic. And then let's see the RSI. Let me see. Okay, and the RSI is the SMMAU divided by the SMAD. It's up and down. So I remember this the RSI. It's an exponential moving average. All right, yeah, exponentially smooth moving average. So pretty much the same. That could be that could be very interesting. We could try to put one. Which product are you looking at on? Let's see. Let's go back to that. I'm in one of those modes. I'm always in one of those modes. So cable. All right. Let's see what. Let's open up a new cable. Let's see. Where do we go? We'll do it right here. File copy window. File paste window. Let's go all the way down to the bottom where it's at, right there. Activate that. Let's get rid of the Fibonacci's out of it. Remove those. Let's put in. Let's remove our weekly out of that, so we can actually get a flavor of it. So we're going to go like this. Open up instrument. Remove the weekly. Are. Then we're going to remove that indicator. Format indicator. I'm going to remove that. How do we do this? Why do we? It won't let me. Properties. Let's see. Hide altogether. There we go. All right. Now, let's slide in. Insert a study. Let's put the RSI in there. Are you overlaying them against each other? RSI. There it is right there. Not many RSIs, that's for sure. Right. Let's see if we can dress this up so we can see it better. Okay, so it's playing with its range there, so it's down at the bottom. So it is following our white line pretty well. A little choppy, there's a high there, it goes there. Now let's slide in. Let's move this up. Let's see if we can slide a stochastics in on it. Because you said what? You're using both? Momentum, Stoke, and RSI, right? Alright, let's insert. Oh, there it is right there. Cancel. And then let's insert indicator again. And add a stochastic. Let's go with fast just to see how that looks. Properties. There we are. So the blue and the red are the stochastics fast. And that's interesting. You see where the black is the RSI. So as it comes down and yeah. So let's see where the break is right here. If we get rid of the red, let's make the red invisible. Invisible, like so. Make these invisible too. Yeah, that does some good stuff. And as the RSI is strong, again, see, it leads its way up. You know, our work breaks down here showing the weakness already. It's ahead of the curve, my math. But in the end result is that, and that's a, what is that? That's a, I think that's a Bollinger Band. No, it's my time manifolds. That's what it is. We made it look like the Bollinger Band. That's what it is. So you can see the time manifolds there. So it finally goes into a cell right here, whereas our work went into the cell right here. And this goes into the cell right there. Well, that's not too bad. And then look how it jumps up into the buy for this. It does pick up that momentum right there. That's good. Yeah, you're right. It's a good combination. Now what we do over on J4X, let's just show you, and let's go to the cable. What we do is we're looking at the fast moving stochastic right there versus the slow moving stochastic right there instead of the RSI. Let's stick an RSI in there and see what we can come up with. Let's see if we can put an RSI in there at the same time. Let's see, how do I do this? So I was able to do it on my chart. Let's see, Jordan says, tonight I had a 1 hour stochastic and a 15-minute and a 1 minute stochastic. That's interesting. I bet that's really insightful. Yeah, Jordan says, it did stop me from entering until they both went into the same direction. Very good. Yep, exactly. I think that's very smart. And the hourly can give you a broad vision, you know, without a doubt. And then the 15-minute shows you the speed, you know. But you can see right here on our chart, you can see here, the black is the RSI. And it's underneath the stochastic. When the stochastic jumps here, it doesn't last long, and it's right back into the cell again. And so you can see that rolling over. Now, in our work, we went into the buy. We almost went into the buy here, but we didn't because we had a red and a green. But then it went into the buy there and caught the ride for the 4 days or 3 days, and then started to break down right, I guess right there. Just now it's, what's interesting is, let's make that line fully all the way down. See, it's a day behind right there at this point. But I think we're in a weekly sell, aren't we? Yeah, we're in a weekly sell, so we would never take the buy to begin with. See, we're in a weekly sell since back here, so we wouldn't take any of the buys on this whole move. That could be in many ways the hourly for you. Kind of gives you that don't take the trade unless the other two shorter term ones are into the trade. You know what I mean? That would make a lot of sense. And there it is again. Now here is breaking through 2 days ago, and you know, it goes and makes its crazy low Friday, and then now it's back up in here. Now you can see yours is trying to lift up through this using a stochastic against the RSI, and this is just on a remember this is day to day we're looking at it, not through 15-minute or an hour. And I would say that, you know, like a 1 hour stoke and a 15-minute stoke with a 1 minute stoke, much more accurate, and obviously than a daily one. But we look at things on a longer term basis here. So, but I think I agree with you 100%. You know, you need to be looking at the shortest time frame, you know, in those things to keep honest, you know. Unless you're trading binaries or options, you know, you've got to be very, very short term. So good one, Jordan. Very good. I remember doing the RSI, and there was another one that was pretty cool like that back in the 80s, in the 1980s, you know. So all good there. I like the research. Very good research. Definitely well worth looking into, traders. All right, so that's where we are there. We were looking at the cable, and we were doing a little research with Jordan at the same time. If I can give you any more opinion or observation or, you know, help you, just shout it out. We'll go back to that page that we put up there with the Stoke and the RSI. You know what we could do? Why don't I do this? Let's go back one more moment looking at that, since no one's asking any questions. And let's make that a 1 hour chart. Let's make it a 1 hour chart. And let's make that 300 bars back. Didn't work. Let's try that again. Let's see how that looks. It's filling in the data now. Maybe it'll let us shorten it. We'll just shorten it up a little bit. Let's try 200 bars and see what it does. There we go. So the blue line is the leading line. The black line is the RSI. Yeah. If we widen that, oh, I see. There's a scaling situation. You have to work at scaling the two together better. Let's see. Probably one more tight like that. Whereas the black is the lead, and then right there, it tries to pop, and then it goes, you know, you're following the blue, so the blue goes into the buy right there. Moving my work up away from it. There we are. Following my work, very nice. Look at the way the white line emulates the blue line. And then does that curve just like my white line too. See that right there? And then in this case here, the peaks there, my work peaked back here. But look at the black. Very good. This is interesting on a short-term basis. It'll keep you honest, that's for sure. It'll keep you in the game. Keep you on the safe side. So in other words, like right here, it had you long throughout that whole action. And it got you short right there. It did some little flirts here and there, but overall, especially if you're using a 1 and a 15, especially a 15, without a doubt, in the 1 minute, it'll tell you where the momentum is. No doubt about it. Nice work, Jordan. Very nice. Thank you for bringing it to the webinar. It will help some other people out there. I myself use it on the J4 actually for the scaling. I try to go with the two stochastics, a fast and a slow. So, and I don't know how much of a relationship the RSI has to one or the other, but that would be something to explore. to see if it's faster or slower than the stochastic fast. All right, from there, where we go? We're going to go to the Turkish Lira. There it is right there. And you can see they're starting to perk it back up again from the Friday crazy. But you know what? It backed off from was that Tuesday? Monday. Yeah, so that was Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. There was your Tuesday. The Monday explosion. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 22nd. Okay, there's Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday was the explosion. Wednesday, back and filled. Wednesday, they went into a sell. We had a holiday for us here. And then, it starts to lift back up again. And we're on that long weekly anyway in the Turkish Lira. So now let's jump over to the Euro against the Turkish Lira. Put that up on the Chicago Quant, not Chicago Quant, the J4X. Let's see that J4X at the same time. Right there. And there it is. There she blows. The great white whale. There she blows. Let's see. See. And you see there, it's all green again. 2 days, so you just did 1 day of red. It's still trying to turn up. You can see our work doing the same thing. It's trying. Why don't we have that? Why can't you see that? There it is. Now I'm starting to wonder. Didn't you see any of the stuff we were doing on stochastic? Wait a minute. Did you see the stuff I was trying to do on stochastic? I'm starting to realize maybe I didn't have it tuned in. So in other words, did you see this? Let me just go here and show you what I had up on there. Right there, the 1 hourly. This way you have it there. You can see that through the video. And see, thanks. It's the first night trying it. Hopefully can find some consistency. I would follow it. Yeah, I think it's a good public indicator. I think it's a combination. And like I said, if you have problems with the RSI, create a second chart with a fast stochastic against a slow stochastic in the same time frame. 1 hour and 15 minutes. And use your 1 minute too. Use all three of those. So if not one, with the other. But here it is right there on an hourly basis. Right there. And the RSI is the black line. The blue is the fast stochastic. And you can see some places it can be very insightful, like right there, whereas it goes long here for this move there. It puts you in the cell here. You get a little action like that, but the 1 minute probably will keep you out of it. Well, this is 1 hour, so 15 minute probably knocks you back out of it again anyway. So use the hourly like a weekly. Use the 15 minute like a daily. And if you combine the 1 minute and the 15 minute, that's got to keep you in the hunt. It's got to really keep you in the hunt all the time, using all three. Okay? All right, now, where did I want to go again? Oh yes, back to the Euro Turkish Lira. That's it. But if you have any more questions, fire them out. We'll go after them again. I'm not afraid to stop what I'm doing. And, back test it every so often. Every day, back test it a little bit. Look to see what you learn from it. And then every day when you're using it, then always back test it again. Back test, back test, back test, always. Practice, practice, practice. Now here's the Euro Turkish Lira, in a weekly buy from here. in a daily buy from all the way back in here, and finally went into the sell on the holiday itself. So it goes, let's get rid of that, remove. So it went into a sell on Thanksgiving here in the States when we're closed. But this is the Euro, Turkish Lira. And it's just still trying to perk up right there. Still trying to get back into the buy. We'll see how that goes. The thing does have, it's a triangle. So it's kind of like, digesting this whole giant move. That's what it's really doing at the moment. It's just digesting it. Like a snake eating a mouse. It's got to lay there now and just digest. All right. What do we got going on here? From Turkish Lira, we go to CAD. And we'll take a look at the CAD at the same time right there. Obviously trying to move down a little bit there today. Same thing here. On Friday, they popped it up with that crazy day. We've been in a daily buy and a weekly buy since back in here. Both of these, you can see that right there, that one right there, and this one right there. We had a red and a green on, what was that, the 25th, the day we were closed, figures. And then, it's up in there again. So Canada's not doing too well there. They can't seem to, it's losing its strength, let's put it that way. It was gaining against the dollar. That's what, when it's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. When it's rising, it's losing against the dollar. Do. Indeed, indeed. What else can we say? I guess that's about it. Canada is just sloppy. They, one of the U.S. Democrat senators came out on Friday and said, President Biden, open up the pipelines, stop closing them. So you would think that that would be a positive for Canada, because that was what the Canadian Prime Minister basically said to him too. He's like, you're hurting our country by closing these pipelines. We're stuck with this oil. We have to ship it, costs us more money, and it's just raising prices everywhere. So that is part of it right there. Trying to think what else we can say about Canada. I guess that's about it. And also the Mexican president was there at the same time. So I think he was saying all these people running across the border keep on giving us more expenses. And we're trying to convince Mr. Biden to go back to the Trump policies. All right, now, let's see, that's Canadian. So what we do from there, Canada, you would assume with the Canadian going up, you would imagine the oil going down. Let's see what the oil's doing today. I saw it's up like $3. But then they knocked it down like $9 on Friday. So with this closed or partially closed, it was not very sporting of them. So there's oil. You can see it's trying to lift up here, going towards the 72-ish area. Let's switch this over to there. And we'll take that like so. And there is the oil. It's trying to lift back up to the gap down. It gapped this thing with fiery rage. A $5 gap down almost. My God. And it's tried to getting back up to the that. And it's the lows on Friday were 65.62, and we're at 69.46. So we're $4 higher almost at this point. We'll see how, when the U.S. market starts to open up, if they start to roar back towards it. That will be very interesting. see. What else can we say about that? I think I'm going to take a sip of my tea. My throat's a little dry from yakking away. All right, let's see. What else can we say? I guess that's about it. Let's see what the metals complex is doing. I think they got nuts on gold too on Friday, didn't they? Yeah, they gapped it up and closed it flat. And we're in that daily sell from up in here, from there, from the 1850. And this poor thing has found its way down to the 1778 low. Seems so crazy. Didn't anybody tell them we have inflation? Boy, couldn't you tell that they're front-running stuff that they already know they're doing? They knew they were going to crush the oil, so what do? They start selling the gold. And I'm sure silver looks the same exact way. We'll look at this a little bit more in depth, but they are front-running this stuff so much, the central bank, at this point. It's, you know, it doesn't seem to stop, you know? It goes on and on and on. Front-running forever. All right, let's jump back over to the currency now. What we'll do is we will look at the South African Rand, which is probably smoking its way through the roof of the building at this point. There it is right there. Wow, Friday, look what they did to that poor thing. Up into the 16s. It's still in the 16s. They know how to front run the currency, don't they? They know how to do it. They knew that they were going to smack a doodle gold down. So they did like, oh, why do we even need to buy any currency? We're not going to buy any South African Rand. Because we're going to smack the daylights out of it, out of the gold and silver. And there is the South African Rand just marching its way up with the green. Just green, 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 green for weeks. Green, 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 green. White line above the dashed line saying, be long. You know, or Elizabeth, I guess that's being long, isn't it? No, it's being shorted, I guess. Be short this stuff because it's going to become more valuable. Or it's less valuable, I'm sorry. It's going to become less valuable against the dollar. Now let's take a look at the ruble. See what the ruble's doing, and you can see here. Let me just do real quick like a bunny. Been in a weekly buy since back in here, so they knew they were going to front run this stuff. You know they're playing games with. Oh, what's this? Jordan says thanks for first. Jordan says was looking at gold and on the weekend pretty steep decline from the 16th. Yeah, they front runned it. They knew it. They know it. They know that they have to sell that stuff because the poor funds have no choice but to liquidate if they don't. So yeah, they are this whole combination of things that go on is you know, really disappointing in so many different ways. I can't even tell you how many ways it's disappointing. You know, they're abusing the marketplace so bad, just so bad. They just abuse it so bad. It's just, I can't tell you how frustrating as a free marketeer, you know, how they just do that over and over and over again. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do it. But they do it anyway. They abuse the market. And it's so, you know, it's so sad to watch it go on. It's just so sad. I'm not happy about this. You know, it's one thing for the Federal Reserve to, excuse me, to try to keep things smooth. Excuse me. But, you know, to just abuse this, the whole financial world is just irritating. They just allow the poor politicos to abuse. That's all they do. All right, so now, where's the next spot to go to? We'll go over to the ruble. We have the ruble up there. Ruble looking the same way as the czar. You know, and who knows what type of games they're playing? Honestly, you know, the Biden administration is a bunch of clowns. Mrs. Clinton showed them that when it was the Obama Biden administration. They did horrible things to the Russians. They drove the Russians crazy. They tried to overthrow Putin. They did all kinds of stuff, you know. You know, they're just, you know, you just don't know how much crazy is going on. All this movement and these currencies are reflective of it, really. All right, now, that's me throwing away a napkin. Let me see. From there, we go to the yen. You see the yen did the wild move on Friday also. Oh, let's show you the ruble on J4X too. Right there. Looking the same way as the rand. A little red there. That's pretty cool. Let me go back to it on our machine. Right there. Yeah, it's backing off. Okay. Yeah. But we still haven't jumped into the sell. We're just kind of marching along in there. And there's your weekly buy. So, but yeah, this is abuse by Mr. Biden. Oh, I heard this morning one of the Democrat pollsters said that Biden is the lowest in the polls to any Democrat president in history now. So, no Democrat president has ever been this low in the polls. I can't even imagine this guy making it 4 years. He'll be gone somewhere after 23, it seems like to me. And I don't know who will be the next president, but whatever it is or whoever it is, and the end result is going to be pretty crazy. Because I think they'll probably do like a double impeachment of both her and him. Get rid of both of them at the same time. They've broken so many laws and do so many abusive things, and the Democrats let them do it. All right. Which will make markets kind of, I'm not sure if they'll make that happy or sad. I don't know. It's so hard to say. You can see here the yen. The yen is trying to, lift back up from its crazy Friday also. And you can see the weeklies in a weekly sell from, now that was interesting. We're in a daily buy and a weekly sell. So you've been neutral throughout this whole circus act. Right there. Totally neutral. Because we're in a weekly sell and there's your daily buy, so you can't be short. Then it goes into the short here on Friday, which I don't trust. And now it's trying to perk its head back up again. We'll see how today acts. If today closes in a daily buy, then you know that we're starting to do some change. If not, if it finds a way to close into the sell today, then it's safer to be short after today. Is that the right date? Yeah, the 29th. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look at it over on J4X too. Right there. And that's the name of the story there. You can see the two big red bars on the J4X. Same situation. It's just marching along, doing those things. And the only way you can look at it at this point is say, okay, let's see what they do. I mean, that's pretty much where it's at this point in time. There's not much more than that. You got to let the holiday wash out a little bit. Just a little bit. The holiday will wash out, and then back in the saddle again. That's why we do cowboy songs on that. Because we're all, as traders, we're like cowboys on a horse, just riding from town to town, trading from product to product. The towns are the product. Think of a old-fashioned cowboy movie, and the town to town, each town they go to is a product, be it the British pound or the yen or the euro or gold or silver. Each one of that, and we're like cowboys. We just go from town to town. All right, that's why I relate to not counting living out in the country. That's why I relate to the cowboys. Because I look at traders like cowboys. We used to call traders on the trading floor shooters. Like in other words, gunslingers, shooters. Yeah. If you ever hear anybody use that expression for trade, a trader, that he's a or she is a shooter, that's because that's the way we look at locals or market makers, as shooters, out there shooting. Whereas the town folk and the product itself is kind of stay. They're just doing their thing. All right, last currency we look at is, let's go check it out. It is the Mexican peso, right there. And there it is right there. Kind of hanging at the high end of its range. They've basically generated a whole new channel. And that's the action we're seeing here, is that they've broken out of the channel and taken off. And that's weakness against the dollar. That's what this whole thing is. Which is, and you see we were in a weekly buy for this action here. And, and the daily buy is all the way back in here. Right there. Been in a buy since that spot. So it's been a nice winner chicken dinner. But yeah, that's why I do cowboy songs to some extent. I did like Roy Rogers, but we used to refer to traders as shooters. Yeah. Like a gunslinger. Happy trails to you. Now you got me thinking about all that stuff. So, what else can we say about the four currencies? They seem to be marching along even with the craziness of Friday. And we'll go from there. We'll see what we can do with that. Alright, now we'll jump back over to the metals complex. La 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 la. But if anybody wants to see a currency, just shout it out. Shout. Shout. What's about? Remember, I'm the singing trader. I would walk around on the trading floor singing my trades. Half bid for 1,000. Sing it loud. Half bid for 1,000. Yes, indeed. I would sing it. 3/16 bid. At a quarter. Yeah, indeed. Okay, let's go to the metals complex on J4X2. There's gold. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at silver a little bit more in depth. Let's do that. Let's go over to silver. There's the silver. So, poor silver. It's like quoting Shakespeare. Poor York. Oh, they beat this poor thing to its living daylights. Look at that. The low on Crazy Friday was 22.91. I mean, they just cannot save this poor thing. Looking at gold, Jordan said, a steep decline from the 16th. He said that a while ago, and that's exactly it. They knew they were going to front run this thing. They knew it. And then they jumped in on it on the oil while the markets were closed, because they can't alter the oil market. They had to use the holiday to do the oil market. And there's talk on Wall Street. Traders said that they abused that. They definitely abused the Friday holiday. That they came in and they did the oil and the stock market when it was thin, so that they could. I talked about it on Friday's webinar. Buying them. What did I say they were doing? Taking them down to take them up. I think that's what it really came down to, and we looked at it that way. And Crazy Friday was just your classic abuse, nothing more than that. And that's all there was, is to buy it. and in a thin market. Now, I guess you could call it Crazy Friday or Thin Market Friday. Either way, it was an abusive action. All right, where are we at this point? There's the silver. Let's check out what they did. Let's see what they did with platinum. I think it closed in a weekly sell now for 2 weeks. Is that what it is? Yeah. So, or is it 3 weeks now? No, 2 weeks. So we closed last week in a weekly sell. Looks like they're trying to perk that up too. They knew that was going to happen also. Platinum must be their playground. Look at that. It was at $1,100, and they brought it down to $950. $150 drop. No one's even paying attention to that. Talk about thin. Talk about thin markets. And then copper. I guess copper was probably like, and oh, we're gonna be moving to the March copper contract after today. And you can see there's the Friday. They did the same crazy gap. We're in a daily buy, but we're in a weekly sell, so you couldn't get caught by this either way. Just like the other product we were talking about, where that currency where it was in a weekly sell, but a daily buy. I think it was the yen, so you couldn't trade it at all. It was a dead neutral out of it all in the end result. So. What else can we say about any of these traders? That's that. And in the stock indices, I think they're all, let me just show you real quick where the stock indices are today, but they're all popping up. Let's see, where do we go? You can see right here, the NASDAQ 100. We'll throw it up on J4X. That's the Tech 100 right there. And it's marching up, trying to get, now it had been in a sell from on Monday, so they knew they were going to try to use that puppy. But we're in a weekly buy, so again, it's a neutral more than anything else. Don't be long, don't be short, be flat. And then S&P 500, right above the Tech 100 on Dukascopy, right there. And you can see there, right there. It was in the daily sell from, again, on Monday, Tuesday. They knew that the pressure was on, but we're in a weekly buy. Now, they pushed it underneath the weekly sell number. We'll see how that, if it perks its head back up, or this is the beginning of something, because we did see this. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We've been in a weekly sell there for 2 full weeks now at this point. This is going on a 3rd week, but look at it. It's trying to lift up now. So they started that even sooner, and there it is right there on J4X. So, all right, traders, happy trails to you until we meet again from last Crazy Friday's fake sell-off. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Good talking with you, traders. Catch you Tuesday. This is Doc from North America saying arrivederci.